Hello, Internet and human beings who are on the Internet. This is Brother Zygos here, and I'm on vacation, Christmas vacation, holiday vacation, whatever you want to call it, in southern Utah, and just found this little nook in this red rock formation, shale, little rivulet, and I decided, and I started meditating, and I'm like, oh, might as well make a video. So about a little chakra meditation that I actually came up with a couple years ago, and thought right now might be a good time to go over it with you. This is what I like to call intuitive chakra meditation is what I would call it. And basically what it is, I started just thinking about vowel sounds and sounds in general that we just naturally make, that kind of synchronize with the chakra system and the language and everything, how it kind of interrelates to these things, and how, in fact, language is just constructed from the chakra system, the rainbow bridge, if you will, color-coded Hue-Man, as we are, and I do believe where the title comes from, because of the rainbow in which we encapsulate straight upwards towards the sky, from our spine to our crown chakra above the top of the head. And basically, I just came up with this. I was thinking about how the sounds we make that aren't actual words, that we make when we're not when we're unconsciously almost, that resonate with a certain chakra. And so where we would start with this would be the root chakra. And that's the base of the spine, basically the butt, more or less. It's red, and that's where you get, the life force from the earth. The negative charge of the earth is pulled up through there, and therefore it has a negative charge, grounds you to the earth, and basically helps you to survive, and helps you to be resourceful, and basically it's related to fear and running if you have to, and fight or flight. That's all root chakra stuff, I think. And let's think about what root chakra sound would be. What I've come up with is O. It's like the letter O. It's the O ring, if you will, your butt, your anus. It's the O ring. It resonates with the idea of O. And what do you do when you're surprised, you're startled, or shocked, or you're or whatever? Usually the word that you come out with just unconsciously is oh, or you're just like oh. That is the sound of the root chakra from what I've gathered from my own intuitive meditation. And so that would just be like oh, and then go up to the sacral chakra, the sex chakra, and that's orange. That chakra deals with creation, creativity, sex, connection, and that chakra is generally, as what I've gathered, is ooh. And the ooh sound is often unconsciously also made during the act of copulation, or when you see maybe a chocolate cake dessert or something like that, because it's that lustful sort of yearning that you get, or pleasure, hitting that pleasure center. Maybe when you eat the chocolate cake, you make that sound too. So basically that's an ooh. You combine that with the O, and then so we got O, and that's the first two chakras. Third chakra, the navel chakra, stomach, It's basically fire. You know, you're breaking down the food that you've eaten, turning it into energy. And that sound that we get from that one is What sound do you make when you eat something delicious that's very sustenance, food, sustaining, and comforting? And it's usually delicious, and that is the sound of the navel chakra. And if you even think of the letter M is like that. It's almost like fire, like a very tight sine wave, for instance, for perhaps a very tight vibration. And that tight vibration, that very high vibration, is needed in order to break things down and break it up and transmute it into energy. So what do we have from the first three chakras is Om. And there you have, but that's, as far as I can tell from my intuition, that is what the Om is. The Om is the grounding force, the first three chakras grounding you to the earth, and that's why. And through that grounding, you're allowed to activate the upper chakras and complete the conduit to the heavens, to the higher realms, to the stars, to source energy. And that's the negative of the grounding to the positive of the ethereal, higher consciousness. So that's the very necessary, and that's one we out in spiritual practice it's often taught, is the Om. And so anyways, let's move on to the heart chakra. And the heart chakra is green, and you think about green as like all the stuff that sustains our life on here on earth, like the leaves, chlorophyll. They release oxygen. They take in the carbon dioxide and release oxygen so that we can breathe, our lungs near our heart. And the sound of the heart chakra is ah, or whatever. I like to say which is what you are in when you see a beautiful vista, a beautiful landscape, a beautiful sunset. You're in awe of the sunset. When you see a cute baby, you say aw. A cute dog or a cat, you say aw. Like, it is the sound of love. It's like, this pouring out of affection. Anyways, got my phone on airplane mode now, so no more interruptions. But anyways, good thing. It's, I guess, appropriate. We're at the midway point. Let my hair down. Heart's the mid chakra. So here we go. Yes. So the heart chakra. The sound of awe. It is a sound that we make when we see a beautiful sunset. We are in awe of the sunset. We make that sound when we see a cute baby, that a cute dog or cat or any kind of animal, something that we want to pour out our affection. Someone gives us a present because they care about us. We're like, aw. It's just it's the sound that unconsciously is just spoken. That is the heart manifesting through our speech, through our vocal cords. And if you really think about it, a lot of words too that have the sound awe in them, that are related to love or source or whatever, are words like God, Yahweh in the Bible, the Old Testament, Allah, all these God words, these words for God, even like Buddha, Krishna, these are all, I'm sure there's many more, but it's a word that you usually will find in in words associated with God or gods, and that's because that is the love that of creation, the center, the willingness to help others through their own heart and soul. And so the sound of the heart chakra, obviously, to reiterate, is ah. So there we go. We're at the halfway point. Moving on now to the throat chakra. Usually it's blue, like kind of a I guess a lighter blue, often like I think of it more of a sky blue. Maybe it's kind of teal. I think there's maybe even considered maybe another chakra that's like where the thyroid is, and it's more of a teal color because it's between, so it's all like gradient between the chakras, you know. So, but let's go with the voice box. It's blue. And that's clarity of speech, blue like the sky that we got right up here. So when you're able to speak clearly and you're able to manifest words of communication, that's blue. And the sound of the throat chakra that one might usually make is when you're trying to find the words for the next thing to say. You're trying to communicate the next words. And what is that sound? It is like you're like, and use a lot of times you'll say or and this and that, and I'm gonna make this video on YouTube, and I'm sure I say it all the time. It's just unconscious. It's one of those most commonly used sounds probably in spoken word in any language, because it's just unconscious thinking sound. And so there we got and so you combine the heart chakra and the throat chakra, you got so it's the is kind of very subtle. It's like just in between. It's like a very in between sound. But then you move up to the third eye, Ajna Chakra, which is considered indigo, kind of deep purple sometimes, like very, very deep blue. But I kind of think of it almost as purpley sometimes. Maybe that's getting a little higher up. I'm not really sure exactly. But that very important chakra for me, that's like thought, seeing inside your head, seeing the patterns, seeing the symbols, seeing the world around you and transmuting it into information and knowledge. And what is that sound? I mean, what are we really thinking about? We're thinking about the third eye, right? So what is the sound? The sound is I. That is the sound of the Ajna Chakra, is I, the third eye, third eye. So then we will move on up to the crown chakra. That is the violet chakra, completing the rainbow bridge of the circuit of mankind, the Hue-Man. And that is violet, or ultraviolet, if you will, because it's actually above the head. It is, so it's actually kind of like not even in the body, and that's the idea of connecting to higher realms of consciousness. The ultraviolet, the things that are not seen or felt on this plane of existence, they're of the stars, they're of the gods, they're of the source energy. And so so that the ultraviolet chakra sound is, I think of it as completing the electric circuit from the negative of the root chakra, the positive of the crown chakra, and that electric circuit is electricity. So it is E, or E. So that's completing the chakra circuit, is the crown chakra. And so if you were going to the heart up, that would be I, and that's the second half of the chakra circuit. And if you're going to say, now you're going to connect all of those together from the root chakra to the crown chakra, you have Om and that's sort of a little, maybe a little mantra. And what is it? It's like, oh my. I mean, really. So when you say, oh my God, it's kind of a funny, using the Lord's name in vain, whatever they call that. But really, I think that's kind of this thing that people say all the time. And it's really unconsciously completing the circuit. Oh my God, or oh my. That is it's crazy. I know it's crazy, but hey, this is what I've come to. This is what I've realized. And in your own circuit, or in your own practice. Oh yeah, and I was gonna say the E sound, obviously. When someone's surprised or excited, or they use the E. E is often also, and kind of funny, it's kind of similar to that root chakra. Oh, E. It's kind of like another, but it's like eek, eek. Like people when they're excited or even scared sometimes, because it's almost like, it is like it's of other dimensions, so it's sometimes. All right, talking about those other dimensions, just last little stretch of this. So yeah, anyways, the chakra meditations. Obviously, you want to start out with this meditation. You can even like just think of the words inside. You don't even need to speak them. You can just think of all, like in your head, if you have that kind of a power to think of sounds in your head and channel that sound. Just and thinking of it, you can actually vibrate your body with the sound just through thought. And you'll see with all these chakras sounds, they will actually vibrate the part of your body when you do speak them too. Like with you'll feel it in your chest and your heart. You'll feel it really in your throat. E vibrates up here at the crown chakra. You'll feel it vibrate up there. It's crazy. It really is. I actually just pretty much just put this together myself, which is, I don't know. It's like maybe someone else has put this together. I don't really know. But I haven't really heard anyone else talk about this before. I've heard people getting close there with the vowel sounds, but not like synchronizing it to this level. So, I mean, I'm not saying I'm a genius or anything, but hey, I don't know. Just, I'm a thinker. So start out your meditation, do the nasal breathing. Really get that maybe 6 in, hold for 1, out 6, or in for 7, hold for 3, out 7 breaths. And then, count in 7 seconds, hold for 3 seconds, out 7 seconds, hold for 3, out, and back and forth before you do this maybe. And then maybe even the Wim Hof method, also very good. I know his mouth breathing technique of getting a lot of oxygen in your lungs. But then, just like, you can like start out speaking the words, making the sound Om, just oming and thinking of those first 3 chakras, and then doing the whole thing Om, and that takes a little more practice to kind of get that all and kind of thinking about as you're phasing through each chakra. And then you can combine different ones. You could combine the root chakra. Maybe you're trying to work something between the root chakra and the heart chakra. You could be like, oh, and you could vibrate between those two. You could do me. That's like the navel chakra and the crown chakra. I don't know, just interesting, just experiment with it. Then after you experiment with it and you're meditating, see if you can just think of the sound and like get that vibration going just in your body, in your circuit, just through thought. And that's another interesting practice, because I mean, I've kind of gotten into this, and I mean, I'll admit, even when I've like smoked a little cannabis, and apologies to anyone that's not part of life, but I actually do think it's a pretty decent spiritual tool for meditation sometimes, where a lot of these sounds are more clear, and you can actually almost hear them sometimes after a little bit of smoking of cannabis, and you can even almost make full symphonies in your head. I mean, I don't know how to write these things down, unfortunately. I'm not that good of a musician, but you can, just get creative with it and have this like symphonic aura about you when you're just going through your day or whatever, and just and have fun with it. It's really about joy and understanding your body and understanding the world and your relation to it. Anyways, that's pretty much the all I wanted to get. I don't want to make this any longer, so give it a try out. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comments, and I'm very good about answering questions in the comments, or people that are saying that chakras are satanic or whatever. I'm glad to answer those, because that's a really silly idea. Basically, it's not, chakras aren't evil. You're not tapping into demonic entities. It's just you. It's you. Obviously, if you're heavily corrupted, you're going to be susceptible to all kinds of entities and energies anyways, because there's a chance you might have parasitic infection and inside. Is what's really tapping into those entities, not the chakras. It's just those the entities of the parasites that are tapped into your chakras, which are allowing them to be exploited by maybe something external of your body, a demonic entity, if you will, which is really just what a demon is doing. It's demonstrating to you what you need to learn and what your problem is, which you're ignorant of or unaware of. And that's what a demon does, is demonstrates to you. That comes from Saturn, the teacher. He's telling you that you're weak and you need to learn some stuff. Whereas an angel is the angle. It gives you the angle. Where do you get the angles? You find them inside. You got to find the path, and that's the angle. What's your path? What's your path, angel? So, anyways, enough for now. Try to make more videos soon. I'm on break from my job for a couple months, so I'll be making more videos. And I will see you next time. Brother Zygos, signing out.